Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, politicians have sorted their nonsense out, and we had a fairly decent pullback, but this index looks a little bit different to everybody else. So first things first, if you look at this weekly structure that we had in, and I'm just going to drop this a little bit down to there. You see there's my swing high there. And you can see that is now a pin bar off that level. Now it also sets up a bit of a wedge. So when you look at this on the 8 hour, this move down here, you can put it into a channel or a wedge. It's going to be a bit of a messy setup, but nevertheless that is a pullback. Let's just call it a channel for now. It's a bearish channel. Remember when we looked at the Fibonacci last week, go from there to there. So if I take it from that level, we're fairly close to 61.8. If I just get it to the next previous swing low, we're bang on the 61.8. Okay, so that is I won't say it's a solid setup just yet. I just want to get rid of this noise because that's just going to influence our thinking. We do have a crossover the moving averages here, and we are bouncing underneath them. We've got oscillators pointing up. So mixed bag of signals that we have at the moment. So for me, this daily is telling. Okay, see there we had a range bar confusion off a weekly bit of structure. Still got a magnet to the downside here, this big gap. And then we kind of bounced off that. So this is not a pin bar. So if it was a pin bar, then I would expect a solid move down. Because of the structure we see, it's just a big engulfing bar. The probability of it pulling back to form another sort of a higher low is there. So what you need to do is just get these levels in. So I'm getting them. I'm all over the place on the time frames, but you'll see now why. So there's my 8-hour levels. They're also daily levels, and that is the major levels that I would be paying attention to. So let's just start looking at what we can do today. From a 3-hour perspective, we are starting to grip the upside. Moving averages they're not quite pointing down, but they are in a bearish structure. It has been messy, and the trend has been down. We had a 3-hour pin bar here last week, and then lots of confusion while we were waiting for the politicians, and then somebody knew something, and then all was well. And then on the weekend they announced that they're not too worried about the debt ceiling anymore. They've come to an agreement. Anyway, before we move down to the levels, don't forget to give us a like there. It does help the channel, and I see the DAX viewers are smashing it with 60% of the viewers giving us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it if you guys would do the same. Now, if we get down to the 1 hour, the structure that you're looking at here is fairly simple. We have a bit of a flag here. That's a bear flag. Bear flag target, where fine tune it, is going to be this area right here, and that is 33,039. I wouldn't take the short for that. That's an area that I'd be waiting for an opportunity to buy. Next area to wait to buy would be 32,944. Now, if you drop down to the 15 minutes and you just swing to the left a bit, you'll see there is lots of structure. I mean, there's even something right where we are now. Look at that. That's a fairly strong area. And any one of these tails here would offer support. And the secret to this right now is find the areas where there are a lot of 15-minute touches on that structure, put your level in, and those are the ones you need to pay attention to. So if you look at this one here, which is 33,140, 33,140, look at all that support there. I can even zoom out, and you can see there's been a lot of support at this area. So there was a significant gap up above that area. We rejected it going into close on Friday. So that is something I definitely would be paying attention to this morning, as well as when the US opens. The one thing though is that there is a bit of a break of what looks like a flag, so the lower levels could also come into play. So it's 33,037 and even further down at 32,944. One thing you also need to bear in mind is there are gaps. There's a big 15-minute gap there. There's another one there. And then you have that bigger daily gap, which is quite far to the left, if I remember correctly. If I don't see it now, we will just zoom out. Let's just zoom out. So we have a gap over there. Okay, and we didn't quite get there. So this could be a move to the upside. And the last thing I'm going to do here is this was the swing low. So let's see where the pullback has come into. 61.8. And look at the left, there's lots of structure here. So there is merit for us to be looking for a short in this area, for another move down. Reason why I'm not doing that is just the sentiment is going to be driving this at the moment. So I'm rather looking at the short-term trends to the upside. And remember what I always say, markets are designed to go up, not to fall. So investors are looking for opportunities to buy. They're not looking for opportunities to sell. They want to make money for their customers. Anyway, that's kind of my view. Watch these levels. If we find support here, I'd be looking for a move up, at least for the current high of the day. If that gives way, there may be a swing trade in play. But what you should do is just target these tails to the upside. This is the first area, 33,284 would be your first target. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.